Runs, please tidy up this place.
No!
Wow, how did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Mornings with the kids are always busy, but having the space we need makes life easier. With the Jack T8, we have the comfort, reliability, and space we need. With fully breathable leather seats, 6-speed manual transmission, 9-inch LCD screen with Apple CarPlay and Android, 4-cylinder, fully turbo diesel, and space for my entire family. We can count on Jack to get us there safely and comfortably.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, road traffic accident in San Ignacio claims life of one man. Shootout on Keycocker during Easter weekend. Police and family still searching for Deborah Bree Otters. And Pablo Kawich says he wants to be re-elected as Belmopan's mayor. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News tonight. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, road traffic accident in San Ignacio claims life of one man. Shootout on Keycocker during Easter weekend. Police and family still searching for Deborah Bree Otters. And Pablo Kawich says he wants to be re-elected as Belmopan's mayor. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News tonight. Stay tuned.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware
Good evening and welcome to Plus News for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. A fatal road traffic accident over the weekend has claimed the life of Benquevejo resident 23-year-old Jose Bautista. Bautista was involved in an accident between miles 71 and 72 on the George Price Highway that involved two vehicles and a bus. According to police, they believe that Bautista was leaving the Easter Fair when the incident occurred.
The officers reported that upon arriving at the scene, they observed a gold Toyota Camry car which was extensively damaged, and inside that vehicle, behind at the driver's seat, was the unresponsive body of a male person learned to be Bautista. Also observed on the scene was a Bluebird bus which showed damage to the front driver's side, and a red Toyota Corolla which also showed damage to the front driver's side. What the investigation has so far suggested is that Bautista was traveling in a west to east direction, and the other two vehicles, being the bus and the Toyota Corolla, were coming in the opposite direction. It is alleged that the vehicle that Bautista was driving veered into the lane of the bus, causing a collision with the bus and the Corolla, which was traveling immediately behind the bus. Urine samples have been collected from the driver of the bus and the other vehicle, and they have both been served with notices of intended prosecution.
With the Easter Fair happening in the West, police bolstered their presence along the George Price Highway with multiple checkpoints, stopping over 5,000 vehicles. ASP Stacey Smith says that 8 persons were arrested and charged for driving under the influence.
I know that leading up to the celebration, the department had mounted a number of patrols and had collaborated with the Department of Transport. There were a number of checkpoints that were conducted, roving checkpoints, stationary checkpoints. I believe the number that was given to me by Commander Stevens was over 5,000 vehicles were checked during the relevant period. 8 persons were arrested and charged for driving under the influence of alcohol, and I think some over 200 or maybe 2,000 tickets were issued for persons who were in breach of different regulations of the traffic. I do know that this incident is regrettable. However, there were extensive operations that were conducted countrywide, because we are cognizant as a department that in periods of celebration, intoxication increases, and our efforts have been tailored in that regard.
Bottles of alcohol were found inside Bautista's vehicle at the time of the accident. Police investigations are ongoing. Keycocker police are seeking 3 persons in relation to a shooting that occurred on the island over the long holiday weekend. At around 4 a.m. on Easter Sunday, officers from the QRT were out patrolling when their attention was drawn to 3 masked men on a cargo tricycle. When police attempted to stop and search the men, they opened fire on the officers and escaped, leaving behind their vehicle. Inside, multiple items, including crowbars and other steel implements believed to be used for breaking and entering, were found. Staff Officer ASP Stacey Smith told us more.
On Sunday, 5th April 2026, at around 4:02 a.m., QRT personnel were conducting patrol on Avenida Langosta when their attention was drawn to a red tricycle that was being driven by a masked man, and 2 other masked men were in the seat of the tricycle. The tricycle sped off and it was pursued by the police officers, and it is reported that one of those masked men that was on board the tricycle fired shots in the direction of the police officers, who returned fire. The male persons abandoned the tricycle and escaped, and a search of that tricycle resulted in the discovery of a few burglary implements, being pry bar, crowbar, etc. Police are in the process of tracing the tricycle and reviewing video footages with a view to identifying the culprits in this incident. What the investigation has suggested so far is that they were indeed going to burglarize an establishment. The officers have spoken to the owners of that establishment, advising them of the occurrence. What I would like to say also is that we are cognizant that when events happen and they draw a lot of attention to the center of town, or people believe that police officers would be occupied with policing these activities, that is when they seize the opportunity to commit these events, these actions. And for this reason, a strategic plan was put into place to ensure that when persons are out celebrating, their properties are secured because police officers are around conducting anti-crime patrol.
The 27th of March was the last time that Belmopan area resident Deborah Bree Arthurs was seen. Arthurs had traveled to Belize City to drop off her son at the water taxi terminal. Around 1:30 that day, witnesses reported seeing Arthurs entering a silver Chevy Equinox in front of La Popular Bakery in Belize City. That was the last time that Arthurs was seen or heard from. Since her disappearance, the family of Arthurs has organized multiple search parties, fearing the worst, but nothing has materialized. The disappearance of Arthurs has left more questions than answers, but police say they are still working alongside the family to locate Arthurs. 2 days before Arthurs was reported missing, Javon Clare was shot on the highway near St. Matthew's Village. There are reports that Arthur's disappearance may be connected with the shooting of Clare. According to police, they have heard those rumors and are investigating.
What I will say is that the disappearance is certainly still a matter that is on the investigation, as well as the shooting of Mr. Clare. We have heard, as the media has as well, the indication of there being some nexus between the two incidents, and they are being explored to the fullest possibility that it can be explored. What I've been advised of is that there have been a number of searches that have been conducted both in Belize City or in the Belize district as well as in the Cayo district. Well, the concerns are based on the fact that she has not communicated with any family member to her knowledge, and we are hopeful that we would be able to bring about some resolution for the family in whatever way that comes out to be.
Did she have any known involvement with the shooting victim, Mr. Clare, from what investigators know so far?
The information that has been disclosed is the extent to which the department wishes to disclose. The media is free to speak to relatives of Ms. Arthurs to see if they can ascertain that information.
A trial date has been set for Jamie Cesar Young Jr., who is accused of murder and has been on remand for just over 2 years. Young Jr. is scheduled to stand trial in the High Court from October 15th through to the 13th, 2026. A pre-trial hearing in that matter is set for May 8, 2026 before Justice Candace Nanton. He is charged with the March 16, 2024 murder of 30-year-old BDF soldier Damian Dominique Baptiste, a bus driver of Barrel Boom, who was fatally shot along the Philip Goldson Highway. According to police, the incident occurred shortly after 5:25 p.m. when Baptiste was driving a Ford Fusion along the highway with a female passenger. Investigators say the accused, who was the woman's former partner, pursued the vehicle and opened fire multiple times. During the chase, Baptiste was shot, lost control of the vehicle, and collided into a lamppost near mile 8.5. He was transported to the KHMH, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Reports indicate that in December 2025, Young Jr. had sought a maximum sentencing indication in the event of a guilty plea. However, after learning of the potential sentence, he declined the indication and opted to proceed to trial. Police investigations into the shooting have formed the basis of the case, which is expected to be heard later this year. A cargo truck overturns on the George Price Highway, spilling several gallons of insecticides into the environment. More on that story, along with others, when Plus News returns.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screws, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality, and savings.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
I'm very happy knowing I have a new home. Me and my kids have where to live. I've been renting with me and my kids. Me and the 2 kids live alone, and it's not been easy for me moving from one house to our next house, trying to make the kids feel comfortable because I mean rent is not cheap, so we have to be moving. Sometimes the landowners there don't like this, they don't like that, so we have to move out, and so it has not been easy for me and them. They have been very happy. They come with me on the Sundays and we try to, clean a little bit, and the little one, she's excited. She wants to live in Bullet Tree. From the project started, Mom, when are we going to live in Bullet Tree? I tell her, soon.
I always say this is one of the pivotal projects that this government is involved with, and I know the personal struggles of this particular family. I know what they've been through, and I know what this house represents to them. We're giving them a house, but for them it's an opportunity. For them it's a home where these girls can rest at night in peace, This house is going to open so many doors for them, and it changes lives, it transforms lives, and so I'm really happy to be a part of this, and I hope that for the rest of the time that I'm an area representative, we can continue to deliver homes to needy families like this one.
We are in an area that we had to improve the infrastructure, which is quite our experience. Infrastructure does play a big part in what we have to do. It improves the lives of many other people, not just our recipients.
Thanks to Heavenly Father that He gave us this opportunity, and to Honorable Misha Shabat, and to housing, and everybody who put a helping hand in this to make this house possible. I'm very grateful.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all aligning. Turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the ties to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you'll choose. All in one place. Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go. From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up. Watch your dream home grow. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place.
Design Depot, all in one place.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Last week, the Department of the Environment, the DOE, confirmed its response to a late-night road traffic accident involving an overloaded cargo truck that overturned near mile 60 on the George Price Highway. According to the DOE, that incident occurred on Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at around 10:40 p.m., just after the Barton Creek Bridge. The cargo truck, reportedly hauling heavy equipment and several gasolines of insecticides, spilled chemicals into the surrounding environment. Preliminary assessments identified the insecticides as bifen and permethrin, which are commonly used for termite and ant control. Officials moved quickly to contain the spill, secured contaminated soil to minimize potential environmental impact. The DOE reportedly worked closely with the Pesticide Control Board to manage this incident and has since launched an investigation to determine the ownership of the cargo, verify permits for importation and transport, and establish safe disposal methods for the affected materials. During the official report, the DOE acknowledged the efforts of Julian Sherrard of Orange Gallery, who swiftly arranged for assistance in containing the spill not long after the report went out. Following up on this incident, we spoke to Sherrard, who shared what he witnessed that night.
At around 10:40 last night, I heard a very loud bang from the highway, and I took a look at the security cameras and found that a big semi had gone past with a very large load on the back, consisting of a bulldozer, a truck, and some sort of a pan scraper, earth-moving trailer on top of it. It seems that when it came down the highway from Belize City heading towards San Ignacio, it could not make the curve just over the Barton Creek Bridge, and in front of Riverwalk Nursery and Hot Mama's, it flipped over upside down actually, and the cargo, as I mentioned before, ended up all over the pasture. And luckily, somehow the driver seemed to have survived unscathed and walked away from the accident. However, I do believe that the truck and the equipment on board were almost all totaled. Perhaps the pan scraper is still good and the bulldozer is still good, but the flatbed truck that was on top of the 40-foot trailer was certainly flattened into a tortilla.
Sherrard went on to explain what he observed in the aftermath, including the dangers posed by the chemicals and the emergency response that followed.
From what I saw, that perhaps the belly of the pan scraper might have had some cases of some sort of insecticide, permethrin and bifen IT, which are both insecticides and both highly toxic to fish and aquatic life. And I think permethrin is also highly toxic to cats. Of course, it's very toxic to humans as well. Just after the Barton Creek Bridge is where the accident occurred, on a hillside heading up towards Georgeville. And right after the accident happened, it started to drizzle and threaten to rain. I managed to, I reached out to several different emergency organizations. I called NEMO, but I didn't get any answer. Couldn't find a number for Department of the Environment. I tried the fire station in Santa Elena. They said they were not equipped to deal with a chemical spill. I also called BNE, who certainly tried to be helpful, but they called me back and said that they are not trained to deal with chemicals other than, I guess, oil or something like that. So they didn't come. Thankfully, I called the Spanish Lookout Fire Department, They not only responded quickly, but they understood the nature of the problem and understood when I mentioned about getting an excavator and a dump truck to excavate the contaminated soil before the rain washes it down into the creek. The creek is only about 100 yards away. So my fear was with the rain that all this chemical could get washed into the creek. And obviously, not only are we concerned about fish and other aquatic life, but there are many people who get their water source from Barton Creek, including myself and my family, my neighbors, but also Barton Creek feeds into the Belize River, and that could have been a real catastrophe. So fortunately, the Mennonites responded very quickly, and we got in an excavator at about 2:30 in the morning, and along with the dump truck, and dug up all the dirt that showed traces of these liquids. Surprisingly, there were places where we were digging 2 to 3 feet deep, and we were still getting the chemical. Somehow it penetrated quite deeply into the soil. But thankfully, I believe we got most of it scooped out and dumped into the dump truck, and that was hauled away to a sanitary landfill. So I think at the very end, the news is positive. I don't think that we've had any contamination of the creek. Of course, I'm not a scientist, so that would need somebody to come and check it at a later date and maybe monitor it over the next few months.
Is the mayor of the capital city losing favor with the voting public of the Belmopan constituency? That's the question that political analyst Philip Castillo sought to answer during his latest political poll. Pablo Kawich was elected to serve as the mayor of Belmopan in 2024 and has now served 2 years out of his 3-year term. Kawich won in 2024 with 56% of the votes, but now that number seems to be falling. Castillo's poll shows that out of the persons he interviewed, only 42% of them approve of the job that the mayor is doing, while 36.7% stated that they do not approve of the mayor. We caught up with the mayor of Belmopan to get his thoughts on the results of Castillo's poll.
I spent 5-10 minutes looking through his information. I saw a lot of inconsistent or incorrect information. For example, I think he had a voter count of around 14,000 people, where the registered voters at this point in time is under 11,000. He also did it based on statistics of turnout specifically for the 2024 elections, and compared it to results of his survey in 2027, which was a much smaller sample size. So I think, in my personal view, and it was something that Dr. Zabani also pointed out, his research doesn't really statistically prove anything, because the methodology is not clear and the sample size is too small. So I don't really, again personally, I don't really have any level of faith in those results.
But do you, on a personal level, feel like you are losing ground, or do you feel like you gain popularity, or you're staying stagnant? I know the trade license issue was a little bit of blowback earlier this year for the council. Do you feel like you're losing ground in Belmopan?
No, I don't feel like we're losing ground. One of the things I keep mentioning in interviews is that the word on the streets of Belmopan is that we're doing an excellent job. It is when you bring in the outsider perspective, is when you hear people from Corozal, Orange Walk, PG talking about Belmopan and how things are running in Belmopan. They don't have any living experience here, and they don't live here on a daily basis, and they can't see the changes that are happening. So I don't pay attention to internet noise. I go more with what people on the streets are saying.
Municipal elections are slated for March of next year, 2027. Again, municipal elections being set for March of 2027, and Belmopan Mayor Pablo Kawich says he plans to seek re-election. Kawich was elected in 2024 and has served 2 years out of his 3-year term. According to Mayor Kawich, despite already accomplishing a lot, there is still more work to be done for the city.
Are you planning to put your name in again for the mayor?
Definitely. There's a lot of things pending in the capital that I want to see done. So this team's vision, at least, is to continue at the municipal level, bringing much more benefits and accessibility to the residents of Belmopan for years to come. I would say at least another 6 years.
There are reports, however, that there is some splintering within his council and that one of his councillors is eyeing the possibility of challenging Kawich for the mayoral seat. Here is how he responded to the rumors.
Do you know there are a lot of people who like to pick up any kind of information and swirl it out of control? I have sat and spoken to 5 out of 6 councillors on my team. 5 of them have given their commitment to continue with the team so far. We have 1 pending. I try to do at least 1 candidate a week. So 1 is scheduled for this week. That would complete the full 6 councillors on the slate. So while the opposition might try to spin a lot of noise as they tried to also do with myself and the area rep, it's just political noise that they're trying to stir up problems.
There are credible reports, however, that one of your councillors, they're eyeing the seat of mayor.
Well, you would need to ask that person about that. I have not been informed of that by any of my councillors. As I mentioned, I've sat and spoken to 5 of them. 1 is pending, and that pending one has indicated that he will continue as a councillor on this team. But the sit-down portion has not happened as yet.
City Council upgrades popular Belmopan food court parking lot. We'll show you more of that right on the next side of this commercial break.
Flowers are more than petals and stems. They are messages. They speak when words fall short. At Bow and Our Flowers, every arrangement tells a story of love, gratitude, comfort, and celebration of moments that matter. From heartfelt condolences to joyful milestones and everyday surprises, we treat your moments as if they are our own. We're more than a flower shop. We create customized gift baskets filled with adorable items, making every gift truly unforgettable. At Bow and Our Flowers, our promise is simple: quality, heart, and arrangements that create long-lasting memories. Visit us in Belmopan or Spanish Lookout. Contact us. Bow and Our Flowers, where every flower has a purpose and every gift hits the heart.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
dance hall.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
This is a Jack X200. This is a very recommendable vehicle. Storage capacity to the max, right? Fuel efficient, easy rider, AC not a play, the pump, comfortable, and it carry me to all my destination. I can count on Jack to take me and my packages where I need to go. I recommend it anytime. We're the best from the West.
If you live in the Blopan area, chances are you've bought food from the makeshift food court located in the parking lot behind Dakers. What started out as a normal parking lot that hosted one of two food vendors at a time has now turned into a full-on food court where residents of the capital can purchase a variety of foods even after hours. The popular food spot has now grown to over 15 vendors, all offering different types of food, desserts, and drinks. Since the spot has become really popular, the City Council has stepped in to upgrade the area to make business a bit easier for the various vendors.
We're doing some renovations to uplift the area. One of the things that we have managed to do is formalize everyone's status in that Dakers parking lot. And initially, when we had just come into office, there was only about, I think it was about 5 or 6 vendors who were leasing land and had a contract for to offer services there. That has now been expanded. I think it's approximately around 16 vendors that are now officially at the Dakers parking lot. There is no more availability at the Dakers parking lot. Everyone except one person is in full compliance. So with the full compliance by the vendors, we believed that it was necessary on our part to do some upliftment of the area for their benefit. So that is a project that we are trying to lift up that area a little bit for a better environment.
Is it paving or just grading?
It's just grading for now, because as you might be aware, we don't have a paving machine as yet.
A community meeting was held in March at Oriana Park in the San Martin area, where the Belmopan City Council met with residents to discuss local concerns and ongoing initiatives. The meeting was led by Mayor Pablo Kawich and attended by Councillors Lawrence Tush, Florita Botes, Coretta Banner, and Radin Santos, along with council staff. The mayor told us more about the meeting and some of the concerns that were raised by residents of the area.
Some of the concerns raised by the residents of San Martin were the usual information we've been hearing across the city, where a lot of the residents are speeding on the roads. So residents are asking for bumps to be installed. It is a reality where when you have dirt road, people want it paved. As soon as you pave it, you have speeding on the road, so you have to install bumps. We have been trying to find a different type of bump technology to implement in the city, because those pedestrian ramps and old style sleeping policemen cause a lot of damage to the vehicle. So we're trying to find a newer type of solution. Obviously the best solution would be compliance by the residents, but that is very, very difficult to come by, even with a lot of enforcement. As the city of Belmopan might be aware, when we took over the council, we had approximately about, I think, 6 traffic officers. We are presently around 18 traffic officers now, and it's still not enough to cover the city during the day. We have a plan to, at some point, implement 24-hour monitoring, but that is over another 1 or 2 years, because we need to first get the resources to ensure that we can pay these officers, and we also have to go through the process of establishing these new positions so that we can hire.
Well, the council has been pretty busy trying to maintain and upkeep the quality of life that we all enjoy here in Belmopan. Kudos to them. That brings us to the end of our newscast for tonight. We want to say thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. Welcome back to a new week in April after the Easter break. I hope you all are in good spirits. Everybody came back healthy and alive. And let's thank God for another glorious week that is ahead. Until I see you next time, God bless and do have a lovely evening. Ciao for now.